Hey everybody, sorry for that little glitch here. I punched a wrong button. That's what happens when I'm live. I sometimes get my fingers crossed up. Anyway, I am Pat Hand, owner and founder of Dancing Moon Travel, where we have been choreographing dream vacations for 12 years now. Um, we have been here for our clients. I'm sorry, what happened there? I don't know. We have been here for our clients for 12 years now. We're going to be here long before after this COVID crisis is over. Uh, but we're going to be here. We'll continue to save our clients time, money, and mistakes. And just look for us when you're ready to travel again. And I'm going to start tonight with a little bit of a different thing because I want to show you a little clip here about what we're going to talk about. Our guest tonight's going to be talking about Ponant cruises. Take a look at this, folks. Wow. With that out of the way, I am welcoming tonight our very special guest. Welcome to Yenedi Perez from Ponant Cruises. We are so glad. Welcome, my friend.
Oh, thank you, Pat. Well, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I am very blessed to be here tonight, sharing some Ponant news and great itinerary. So here we go, and we're gonna have a great time. We just need a little glass of wine, but I'll leave that for some other time when we're aboard Ponant.
Well, so that would really make it special if we had a little bit of wine, a little
Yes.
yeah, maybe some canapes or something. But Yaneti, I know that our audience is anxious to learn about Ponant, but I'd like for them to get acquainted a little bit first with you. Can you give us a quick glimpse of your background and how you gravitated into the cruise industry and ultimately made your way to Ponant Cruises?
Wow, sure. Pat, I have been in the cruise industry since 1995. I actually started at the age of 2 weeks to 18 at Royal Caribbean Celebrity as a reservation agent. As a matter of fact, it was just, I worked there for 12 years, lastly representing Celebrity Cruises with group incentive and marketing as well. Then I had the opportunity to be a business development manager for Norwegian Cruise Line, where I was there for 6 years. And lastly, I've had this great opportunity to represent Ponant. Everyone is just holds a very special place in my heart. Every single company I have worked for have taught me a lot, and I'm very grateful for each and every company I have worked for. Ponant, lastly, has just been a blessed. It's just been wonderful. I've been with the company. Tomorrow will be 2 years with
2 years.
Ponant. Yes, 2
Well,
years.
happy anniversary.
Thank you. So yes, it has been wonderful. I have had the opportunity to sail on La Soleil, fantastic ships, because it is a different experience. It is very experiential. It's for those travelers who want to learn about the world. The cruise ships are, the largest is 260, hold 264 guests, and the smallest one is 32, which is a sailing vessel, a 3 self-masted vessel. So it's quite interesting. Then we have 6 ships that has that beautiful underwater lounge that you were mentioning, and
We'll get to that here in a
yes,
bit.
and featuring on that video. Well, that is where Ponant is the only cruise line that has that underwater lounge where you can hear the ocean. You can see from both, they look like whale's eyes, and they're quite interesting. They're so beautiful. You can hear the ocean from 3 miles away. You can have, it's a lounge, so you can have a drink. We do not allow any shakers there, so it will not interrupt any of the ocean vibration. Also, there's also vibration in the seats, so it gives you a whole entire feeling of that you're under the water.
So, wow, I cannot wait to get on one of those vessels. So, Yenedi, tell me a little bit, what differentiates Ponant? I'm just going to put up a slide here. What makes Ponant different from some of the other luxury lines?
Well, I can tell you, Ponant, it's about the experience. It's about the destination. We have absolutely beautiful ships, very well designed, simplistic yet elegant. So kind of less is more. However, the beauty of Ponant, it's really on its unique itineraries, destinations. We think about Ponant as a boutique style hotel. That boutique style hotels that travels. If you want to put it back so I can the slide so I can explain a little better. So think about Ponant as going into small port of calls that are very unique and only be accessible by small ships. When we go into Greece, we go into those very small ports of call, very unique. That's what really makes Ponant special, is the accessibility to destinations that you cannot reach on larger ships. Another great thing that Ponant offers is that it's all-inclusive experience. We have all meals are included, so they're currently, because of things have changed due to COVID, they are actually early and late dining. There are no more buffet styles. So we also have include all the meals, which are by allowing to cost. There have been this our gastronomy console. Gratuities are included. Taxes and fees are included. You have open bar, room service, 24 hours room service, Wi-Fi is included. And the short landings via Zodiacs, those are the, when we talk about, very important, when we talk about expedition, all the short landings, meaning all those expeditions that you go offshore on those little boats, well, all those are included. We also have the yachting experience where shore excursions are a la carte. We also have luxury partnership. Our company, it's French, and it's owned by the Artemis Group. If you have ever seen Salma Hayek's movies, well, her family's husband, it's the owner, well, actually, they are the owners of Ponant, and it's also under the Artemis Group, so it's a very well financially stable company. As you can see here, this is kind of gives you an idea of the gastronomy on board, which is absolutely beautiful. And you have that You have the gastronomy, you have the fine cheese, you have very excellent wines, excellent French wines to choose from. And if we go into the other slide, I hope it is there as well. Well, I can tell you that we also have regular hamburgers and the frites and just the regular, our barbecue and stuff like that. But quite honestly, it is we cater to an international clientele, so we have clients from all over the world. Our ships are pretty much for the Ponant Guests. You will find that they will have a 55, 65 range of ages that will be in baby boomers and slightly younger generation or demographic on our 7-night itineraries. Yes, it is very much people are looking for experiential travel. We do have theme cruises that are related to gastronomy. I was just discussing one with Pat that is departing from Dubrovnik, Croatia, and tasting Greek food as well as from Croatia. So it's going to be one very interesting departure. That sailing will be next year, if I'm not mistaken, in September. And Pat can tell you a little bit more about that. But we also have partnership with Relay and Chateau. And those are in, so we have cooking demonstrations, we have wine tours, we also have wine tasting, cooking classes, and sometimes with the
So you have occasional just theme type cruises
yes,
set up for different dates and different destinations.
correct. That's also music for strengths and winds. We also have another one that is just for the U.S. clientele, which is more about environmental basis, and that's more for Antarctica. So we have lectures on board, so it's quite interesting. And we also have every single night there is a show for everyone to just a Broadway style show.
Because a lot of times people's expectations, because a lot of the small ships, the entertainment is, well, I mean, they have something, but it's kind of, it's not all that great sometimes, the entertainment on some of the smaller vessels. So Ponant really has, and I think that's important for a lot of people. They want something to do in the evening, some kind of scheduled entertainment. And in the afternoons, if you have a sea day or if you're going to a special port, the enrichment where you have lectures and things. I think those are things that a lot of the small ship cruisers would really appreciate about Ponant.
Yes, and in addition to that, we also have duets on board. So there are different type of musics depending on the lounge that you go at night, or maybe one after the other. So basically what it is a little bit more upbeat music. Then there's classical music. I mean, there's an array of entertainment to choose from. And we also have bingo.
Bingo, what's a cruise without bingo after all? But I'm guessing maybe that here's a comment that I thought might be one that Bevan had to make. Would people miss out on the belly flop contest? Would you be finding those in the hairy chest contest? Would you be seeing those on Ponant?
No. That belly flop message I couldn't read because it went too fast. Unfortunately not. You wouldn't have those beautiful bodies you see on a 7-night cruises Caribbean. At least you won't get me there.
I mean, I have to laugh because I tell people when they do the carnival and cruises and things, I do tell people, yeah, it's cheesy, but for goodness sake, put aside your pretensions, go and have a belly laugh, because I mean they are funny, but they're not what the typical Ponant cruiser would be looking for or expecting.
No, unfortunately not. On Ponant, you will find that you're going into it's about its destination. It's very experiential, as I mentioned before. You will be traveling most of the time. Most of the itineraries, I would say that 95% of the itineraries are very port intensive, and also providing you long hours in port. For example, there is certain itineraries, for example, the one for Croatia, that it doesn't depart Dubrovnik until 10:30 at night.
Okay, so long extended hours, and that's a common thing that you hear from a lot of people who think they don't like cruises is they say, oh, you're only in port for 6 hours at a time, but not with Ponant. That's not one of the expectations there. You do have the extended time in port there. I just thought let's just click through a few of these destinations here. A few of the slides that you provided for us. Some of the destinations that Ponant visits. You've got the Northern Europe.
Yeah, go.
Beautiful.
And there's one in Northern Europe, one specific destination that probably you'll be showing that goes to whiskey distilleries. In Liverpool, there's also specific shore excursions geared towards I believe it's the Beatles. There's another one, Belfast, that it's I believe it's the Titanic. It goes to the Titanic Museum. Very interesting. And there's always minimum of 3 shore excursions to choose from.
Okay. And
what I see is just northern Europe, but I don't see any of the itineraries. Maybe you
okay. And here we have Mediterranean.
Yes. Yeah. Go, but no itineraries, just the picture of the Med.
Yeah, I don't think I have any of the itineraries actually saved. I thought that Kevin had put some of those up here, but
No.
I don't know if I'm seeing them here or not. I don't really think I'm seeing them. I thought we had put up one on Ireland in particular. Here it is. Here's one I wanted to specifically talk about.
Yes.
This is what I wanted to make sure we mentioned tonight. Kevin, resides just outside Dublin now, so Ireland is near and dear to our hearts. We love to book Ireland since we have a real connection there. He's been there a couple of years. Is there anything you can expand on this one? It's a shorter cruise.
No, it is actually a 7-night cruise, and along with that one, there are other back-to-back cruises. And one of the things that Ponant does, it's that we don't repeat itineraries too often. You can usually do back-to-back, and we do not repeat the same destinations. So let's say this one will be from Glasgow on to Dublin, then we'll go from Dublin, let's say, to Liverpool, and from Liverpool we'll go into France. So it really just goes in, borders the Northern Europe itineraries. This one specifically is on the treasures of Scotland and Ireland. We also have the Celtic shores, which is another very interesting itinerary. Go back, if you could please. Go back to the itinerary. Okay, this one is a 7-night. And the price is only $27.80 per person. Remember, this is all inclusive. So it's
a really great value, I can tell you.
And I can tell you this one, it is a large ocean view cabin for $27.80. And I can tell you that approximately balcony cabins, because our ships, this specific ship, it is 95% balcony cabins, and the rate must be about $3,000 per person for a balcony cabin. This is going into very distinctive ports of call, such as they can discover the wonderful landscape of Connemara from Galway and Donegal. So there's very distinct itineraries. You can also combine it with a pre and post package, one in Glasgow, let's say, to go to Edinburgh or Edinburgh, depending, and also in Dublin. And you can also combine this one with another Ireland itinerary. One specific, and it's a great offer that Ponant has. It's a no single supplement, meaning that if you are single solo traveler, you do not have to pay double occupancy or any supplement for double occupancy. Basically, you will go on that cabin.
sure we covered, because folks, this is huge and I was just talking to a solo traveler who has pretty much given up travel since she lost her husband because she doesn't have a companion. And I said, a lot of the opportunities are out there really for people situated like this to travel. And I assume that you probably with that kind of offer usually would have uh, some single travelers on board, so they would have people to socialize with.
Yes, we do have a solo travelers group on board. And that's because Ponant has over 100 right now, over 106 sailings that offer no single supplement, and that's also including Antarctica. It is Antarctica for February the 3rd. It's a 9-night itinerary departing from Ushuaia. All inclusive. This one, it's about $7,300 or 7,000, and it's also a no single supplement. So if you're a solo traveler, look no further. Ponant has absolutely beautiful itineraries, very unique, and the experience is genuine. Once you get on board, everyone is so pleasant. And it's kind of a genuine welcome. It is, and you can see that on the video that you will be seeing on safety and new protocols based on COVID, circumstances. That Ponant is very genuine. That's where you have a really heartwarming experience. So it's a wholesome, really experience that you would have on board and as well as offshore. We really try to make it the best experience for you, and that's why we have so many clients.
Now, you mentioned to me as we were just chatting earlier, Yenedi, that there is a particular Antarctic sailing coming up that you had mentioned for is that the 2021 that you were talking about?
Yes, Pat, every sailing for winter of 2020 and 21 until basically from November on to March of next year, we are implementing a promotion until July 31st that provides $1,800 per person off.
Wow.
In addition, and that is per person, when you book an Antarctica cruise with us, the only thing that you really have to worry about, besides, of course, the cruise price, it's getting yourself from the US down to Buenos Aires. From there on, everything is included. You will fly it in a day before, and you will stay at a hotel that Ponant will include on that, as well as the dinner, the breakfast the following morning, your flight from Buenos Aires down to Ushuaia. Once you get to Ushuaia, in your room, you will find a parka, and also boots are loaners, because what we do with the boots is very interesting. We have to decontaminate the boots before we go offshore and when we come on board, and when you return on board. And all the Zodiac's landings are included. To tell you right now, there's always 2 excursionists on every Zodiac, and a maximum of 6 guests on board every Zodiac. So there's a naturalist that will be speaking to you regarding what you will see in your ambiance, your experience, what you will be seeing. There are 17 types of penguins. And if you decide to go to South Georgia Island, there's 450,000 penguins specifically in that island. So it's very unique. Yes, it's actually very unique. And this is an opportunity of a lifetime to have a discount cruise, especially for Antarctica, which are usually 12,000, 10,000 and more, for just about $7,500 per person. And there's also no single supplement for that itinerary as well. Specifically on the February 3rd sailing.
Okay. Excellent. I have a very important question for you now, Yenedi. Um, just because this is the kind of thing that people always want to know. Uh, what about dress code on board Ponant? I know that there are all kinds of things, and my people need to be prepared. So what on Ponant? I mean, on a couple of the cruise lines, they still dress for dinner like they did back at the turn of the century. I mean, they pull out, and some of them it's kind of smart resort casual or something like that. So what is Ponant's take on
But
dining
not
room?
it's for the dress code is country club casual. They are 2 evenings, so they're called more like formal because they basically what they are is the oh, I gotta tell you regarding that night. There are two very special nights, and as I was on board La Soleil, the captain greets for that formal night, and it's not really that formal. Usually gentlemen wear a jacket or just a long sleeve shirt, and ladies wear a simple, very simple dresses. You won't see anyone dressed with long gowns or anything like that. That's definitely
You
not.
you don't have to drag the ball gowns in Texas.
No. No
Very
way.
good.
This is all about experiential travel. It's about the destinations. It's feeling comfortable. That's what Ponant is about. So let me tell you what my experience was with the formal night. So what it is the captain actually greets every single guest before they go into the dining room, and he greets everyone and takes a picture with them. And he does the same thing for the farewell. So I thought that was kind of
Wow.
kind of turn of the century, like you said, custom, but it is still very pleasantly. I was pleasantly surprised to know that it still exists, and it was kind of a very warm reception. So it was neat. It was great.
That's cool. Well, Yannetti, I told you, I am absolutely obsessed with with the Blue Eye Lounge. Folks, I want to play for you now. Just a quick, this is about a 1 minute video here, but I just got to show you. This is enough to get me on one of these ships. Just look at this and see what you think.
And then
Folks, can you just imagine being there and experiencing that, looking out through those amazing, what do they call them? Whale eye windows, did you say?
yeah, a Blue Eye, the Blue Eye Lounge. Pat, just wanted to reiterate it to everyone. Ponant sells everywhere, except all 7 continents, anywhere where there's seawater, Ponant sells there, except of course the Galapagos, and that's fine. But we sell to the Indian Ocean, Oceania, I mean, you name it, South America. And I do highly recommend the fjords, the South American fjords, the Patagonia, as well as the Norwegian fjords. Those two are a must be seen. And we go into the Scatter Islands, where we do have all those are tropical expeditions, so meaning all the shore excursions for diving are included, as well as the Kimberley in northeast of Australia. That's also another place. We also go into the Alaska region, the northern European, even the Black Sea. Beautiful itineraries for next year. We also have the I'm sorry, the North US The Alaska, we'll see until we're waiting to see what's going to happen now this year. For Antarctica, we're in Antarctica every single winter. We have even 4 ships. So it's quite authentic itineraries. That's what I call Ponant, very authentic.
Let me ask you, what about groups? If you had an academic group or say an alumni group, something like that, is Ponant a good choice for group travel?
Yes, as a matter of fact, Ponant offers us a fantastic group program. We provide $250 onboard credit just right off the bat. And groups are composed, most of them are it's 8 cabins, book 8 cabins, 8 staterooms, get 1 free stateroom for 2 guests. Our specific itineraries, and I would have to look for them, we also offer 5 cabins, book 5 cabins, get 1 tour conductor cabin for 2. And also for the expeditions such as Antarctica, that would be more of the 10 cabins, 1 tour conductor cabin for 2. And it's basically all inclusive, just like any other. And we do help you with the deposit. It's not until 180 days prior to sailing. So we're very, very flexible with our groups and our policies.
Very good.
So yes, it is great. Even if they want to have, a group and just have their classes, let's say it's a continuing education class. They have the full-size theater for them where they can, they can do their lectures or anything like that, their meetings as well. So yes, we welcome groups on board Ponant.
Wonderful. And just in case anybody's thinking about hosting a group on Ponant and you need a tour conductor, I'll share my room. we would love to do that. Let's talk for a second about the kind of the elephant in the room that we have going on here, the coronavirus.
COVID. We're ready. We are so ready.
Ready. And folks, I'm going to show you something here in a few minutes, but you guys just came out. So talk about timely. You guys just came out this morning with your published protocol. I am so impressed. It's the most thorough I have seen so far. We're still, I think you guys are way ahead of the game with this.
Indeed. Pat, not only do we have a video to show our guests, but we also have our protocols. That it's a brochure that you can share with everyone. Our protocols, our safety guidelines. As I mentioned before, it will be required for guests to have a COVID test before they come on board. Temperature will be taken, and luggage will be decontaminated. So we're going very much into the extremes of, because we didn't have any cases of COVID on any of our vessels. So we keep that we're very proud of that. And we have worked with scientists in Marseille, where our headquarters is, to ensure we have those safest protocol in place offshore, and also with the DMCs. And the DMCs are the ones that are the third parties that many times will handle our shore excursions.
Okay.
Because that is very important. Not only do we address on board, but we also have to address offshore.
It's very important. Because we had, when people cruise, it's very important that safety umbrella is going to extend out when they step ashore as well. So very good. I was so impressed with that, and
thank you.
And you guys are really, really ahead of the game. I haven't seen anybody come out. It may be out there, but I have not yet seen it. I want to play that video now because it's just, and again, this is just a couple of minutes, folks, but lots of information here. If you are concerned about sailing and safety, Ponant really has you covered. Take a look.
Dear guest, I'm Hervé Belaïch, Chief Sales and Marketing Officer of Ponant. I hope that you and your family are going well in this difficult period. I would like to pay tribute to all our medical teams and all seamen around the world. I would like to tell you that we put everything in place to have a secure and a great sanitary protocol on board.
This sanitary protocol is based on a system of 3 shields. Firstly, very rigorous onboard access conditions for people and goods. Secondly, once on board, strict health protocols are in place. Thirdly, daily control and monitoring of guests, equipment and ship. These procedures are based on Ponant's experience and on an ecosystem of experts specialized in the fight against epidemics. Our protocol also relies on our medical teams and the equipment on board. Each of our ships is equipped with a hospital with the latest medical technology, an intensive care equipment, an X-ray unit, and a biology laboratory for the detection of infectious diseases. To continue ensuring everyone's safety, all guests and all crew members will be controlled before each departure. During embarkation, baggage and personal effects are disinfected. Protection kits are also given, and a speech about sanitary protocols to be followed is given. Contamination prevention measures are rigorously applied on board. The instructions for barrier gestures are respected by guests and by crew members. Regarding gastronomy, the protocols have also been revised. Meals at the restaurants are reorganized into 2 services upon reservation. Food will be served directly at your table. The layout of the restaurants has been transformed to respect the social distancing through reduced capacity.
Hello dear passengers, this is your captain, Captain Etienne Garcia, and I'm sailing for Ponant Cruises since about 15 years. Dear passenger, I can't wait to see you again on board of our vessels. See you very soon.
And I say you à bientôt.
And Yenedi, I just want to say, this is one of my pet peeves is how much the cruise industry is maligned by our media. I don't know why, but there's just some great animosity. I don't know. There's no industry regulated to the extent the cruise line industry is regulated, and this is before we even encountered COVID. They were, I would almost ensure that the best restaurant in whatever town you're listening to would never be able to pass one of the CDC tests that, when they come on board for an inspection. I mean, they go the minute details.
Yes, they do.
I mean, they are so exacting, and the cruise lines have been doing this for years, and now they're even stepping up their game. And I don't think a hospital or a fine restaurant or a medical establishment, nobody, it works as hard to maintain the cleanliness and safety.
I agree with you. I don't know, Pat, I have done many ship inspections. And if you recall them, sometimes we schedule as a business development manager, we schedule them for 11. And sometimes CDC comes in and you just don't have an option but to wait probably an hour or 2 hours before you go in, because CDC just decided to come in that day randomly without previous notice, and they just go on board and they rate the ship and they look in every single detail. So can you imagine now it's even going to be safer to go to sail on board any vessels. And I'm very proud of Ponant for taking the initiative of coming out so early in the game with
I don't know.
It's okay.
My cursor just strayed over there and there it went.
It's okay. It's okay. So I'm very proud of Ponant. They have worked tirelessly. And one thing that we're a very small team. We're only 5 business development directors in for Ponant for the entire U.S. And we have very close communication with that headquarters in France. Every week we receive a letter from the CEO outlining the progress of our, with confidence, what they're doing on board. So they're confidential, of course, because everything is fluid nowadays and everything changes, based on requirements. And, it also depends, of course, on the country that they're sailing to. But it is the close communication we want to have, not only inside of Ponant, but also with our guests. So that makes a huge difference because we want to instill confidence in you.
Well, you guys are doing a great job. I am so impressed. The more I have learned about Ponant, I'm just so impressed by your cruise line and everything about it. Just really is top notch, top of the line, 5-star all the way. I so appreciate your joining us tonight, Yenedi, and taking your time at 8 o'clock at night is outside normal working hours for sure. I do want to make a special offer to anyone who books through Dancing Moon Travel, book a Ponant cruise anytime between now and the end of July. Just mention that you saw this broadcast or you heard us on Facebook. And we will provide you with one of our famous Dancing Moon Travel tote bags full of cruise essentials. And we include in that a pair of 5-star rated binoculars for all of the sites you're going to see. So it's a value of over $150. And just mention this broadcast to get your special offer and reach out and finally, you don't want to miss next week, folks. If Costa Rica is on your bucket list, and if you haven't been, it should be. We'll be meeting. Jim McGinnis is joining us online, and we'll cover all the reasons why Costa Rica is such a fabulous destination and should be added to your bucket list if it's not already there. We'll cover that and more next week. So thank you for coming to Let's Talk Travel. Thank you again, Yenedi, for joining us. And I'll be in touch. We'll talk soon. Thanks again, everybody. We appreciate your joining Let's Talk Travel. See you next week.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate your time and looking forward to seeing you aboard Ponant. Thanks.
Thanks.